Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hympe. This is episode 72. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hympe. That's Hympe. It's Hympe. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. This is a very special episode. Very special guest. I know I say that all the time, but this is the most special guest I've ever had here on the How to Hustle podcast with Hympe. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, my name is Micaiah.
Micaiah is my 9-year-old daughter. We're going to switch it all the way up this week, and she's going to interview me this week. So after we get through the rundown, we're going to go to Kyle with the questions. All right, so you know what it is. E-Block Radio Network, every Monday, 2 o'clock on the E-Block Radio Network. GFT Radio Network, 2 o'clock every Tuesday. 216 The Blend, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Thursdays, WTNUphilly.com at 12:30. Fridays, the I Say Podcast Radio Network at 10 a.m. And Saturdays is THC Media at 10 a.m. We still looking to fill in that Sunday slot, y'all. Custom Hustle World. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line. That's Custom Hustle is the name of the clothing line. Custom Hustle World on Instagram. Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. And H2H Cleaning. It is a tri-state area situation, but if you make it worth my while, I will slide. And How to Hustle Live Show. How to Hustle Live Show is happening July the 31st, 3 o'clock at the barn. Hit the link in my bio to get the tickets off the Eventbrite, or you get with me and I will pull up on you with the physical tickets. So let's go. Episode 72. Kyle, you ready?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. What's your first question?
Okay, my first question is, how did you start?
How did I start what? The podcast?
Yeah.
Your uncle called me. Shouts out to Boar, CDF OLF podcast. He called me and said he was watching a bunch of draft videos that summer. And was like, we could do a podcast because we do the same stuff. So I told him, all right, well, when I get back home, we'll record the pilot and see what it sounds like. Me and him went in the basement. We recorded it. It sounded good enough. And we got with TT and Hayes, shouts out to, again, an OLF podcast. And we recorded the first episode. That was July of 2017, July 17th. That's also my wedding anniversary.
Okay. You ready for the next question?
Yep.
Who inspired you to start? Basically, like the same question as number one.
Who inspired me to start was two people, Martin and Stuart Scott. When I was a kid, on Martin worked at the radio station. And I would watch it and just be like, damn, he really just like sitting there messing with Sean and messing with Stan all day. And like, they really pay you to do that. And then when Stuart Scott was the first like black dude on SportsCenter, once Stuart Scott got on SportsCenter, it showed you like a black face on TV and not just it wasn't just the white dudes on there no more, because you had a black dude on there. He was using like everyday slang that we was using and all of that type of stuff. So Stuart Scott and Martin was like my inspiration when I was like probably 8 or 7, because I used to watch SportsCenter in the morning and not cartoons.
Okay. You ready for number 3?
Yeah, just keep. Yeah, after I finish answering it, just go ahead.
Oh, okay. Why did you want to start?
Because it's an easy. It's basically the same conversations that you have every day. Like I said, when I started the podcast, it was me and your uncle, me and Boar, and it's just us having a regular conversation that we have. This is. Like I tell anybody, no reason to be nervous. It's just us talking. It's the same as us just talking on the step, as us talking on the corner, us talking in the car. So it was like, once I sold the first two wristbands. Also, we got brand new wristbands, you know what I'm saying, just came in. Once I sold the first two wristbands though that I sold and got $4, it told me that I can make money off of solely something that I came up with, something that I'm branding and I'm marketing, that I'm promoting and pushing, and it's not tied into what anybody else is doing. So that told me that I can make a career off of just myself and not having to be based off working a job for nobody else.
Okay. Who is your favorite fan that you know, like in actual real life and not off of Instagram?
Your mother.
Okay. Next.
I mean, I got a bunch of people that, like, I don't really want to call them fans because that's corny. A bunch of people that I know listen to the show every week. A bunch of people that always give me feedback. Shouts out to my man Freeway TJ out of Dallas. Shouts out to my man shit. Oh my god, how the hell did I forget that? How the hell did I forget? Jock Johnson, Tokyo Jameson, shit. Reek, I know Reek listen every week. Damn. A lot of people that I know like that they listen every week, and you know what I'm saying, appreciate you hitting the button.
Okay. Who did you mainly do this for? Besides like yourself?
What you mean?
Like, who did you mainly want to do this for in your life to show them that you can actually come out of your comfort zone, really?
Who did I want to show that I can come out of my comfort zone? Is that what the question is?
Yes, basically is what the question is.
It's nobody I really wanted to show that I could get out of my comfort zone, because I'm not out of my comfort zone. I mess with people all day long, talk to people all day long, because my conversations are currency. My conversations are branding and marketing. Like, so it's nobody that I wanted to show that. If what you're trying to ask me is about about you and your sister, then I want to show you with the different businesses and the different stuff that I'm doing is that you don't have to work for somebody, that you can work for yourself, but you have to have that kind of mindset. You have to have that kind of thought process, because working for yourself sounds great until you don't get paid. Everybody else might get paid, but you don't get paid. You get paid less. You got to make sure that you can take care of all that comes with the business. That's like having all your supplies and having all the things that make everything run. So you got to take care of that before you can just try to pocket all the money for yourself.
Okay.
My bad, because I forgot about them. Shout out to my guys over at the BTG podcast. I know they be locked in every week. Shouts out to my man Will too. I know Will be locked in every week.
How did you get to where you are now? How did you get from the beginning to jumping all the way from here?
It's work. You gotta be. The way that I look at this is what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be on ESPN and talk sports. Then after we started doing a sports talk show, you realize when Bohr and Hayes start doing the convo joints on Thursdays, the reaction from the female audience was way stronger than the reaction that we was getting on Sundays. So in my head, that meant if we turned the show into a conversational show instead of just talking about sports, you could get a bigger audience. So for me, it was like you expand and grow it as far and as big as possible. So you got to be reaching out to people. You got to be talking to people. You got to be interactive. You got to be on your Instagram, on your Twitter at I am Hympe. I'm saying, in case you're a brand new follower, brand new listener. But you got to be on it. You got to treat this like it's work. You got to treat it like it's real. If you treat it like it's real, it becomes real. If you treat it like it's a fly by night situation, treat it like it's not something that's real, then you will get the results of something that's not real. My bad, because I know I left a lot of people out. Shouts out to Sonny. I know Sonny be locked in. Shouts out to Smooth, the whole GFT family. Shouts out to my girls at What Up Though. Make sure y'all get the tickets for the What Up Though live show. I don't know. It's a lot of people coming in my head, like I said, that I know be locked in, and I definitely always try to give people their flowers while they're here. Shout out to Sports for You. Shout out to Uncle Dolomite, Baylor the Great. It's a lot of people, like I said.
Um, how did you get?
OTR. Go ahead.
How did you get the name of the podcast and the clothing line in the business?
How to Hustle Enterprise is the name of the company, and everything kind of falls under that. I got the name How to Hustle just because that's me. I'm a hustler. Uh, it's more than one way to get to money. It's more than one way to be able to do things. Like you can. It's one of the things that I said before on the podcast is the thing I respect about LeBron off the court is you could dominate the game in so many ways without getting 30. So it's so many different avenues and so many different ways for you to be able to do stuff. you just have to have that type of mentality. That's the type of outlook and mentality that I have. It's like everything is a hustle, which is why everything's a hustle is one of my hashtags. That's on my jacket. Is because anything and everything can be turned into something that you can make some money off. If you look at it like that, if you seize the opportunity, if you on top of it when it's there, you just got to be looking at it like that. And most people, I ain't even gonna say most people, a lot of people don't, because a lot of people just like it's just not something that's in you. It's either in you or it's not. And yeah, I definitely would say that that's just really me. Is like go get it and let's try to find a way to make something off of it. We could
Trying to
be
make
when I was go ahead, what was you about to say?
trying to make something that you have always wanted to do as a little kid turn into something even bigger from when you started off little.
Not even just that, because like the cleaning company, like H2H cleaning, that wasn't something that I wanted to do as a kid. That was just the job that I had at the time. And then somebody told me I got 3 houses that need to get cleaned. So that's how we started the cleaning company. Is you got 3 houses, they got a demand and you got to meet it with the supply. Uh I started the clothing line because 3 people told me that they liked some jerseys that I had. So I said to myself, well, if I got 3 jerseys and they ball want 2 jerseys, that's enough. That's enough for an Instagram page. So that's how I turned that into a clothing line. Sweatsuits started because somebody told me I need 5 sweatsuits. Like it's when you tell me something, I'm try to find a way that we can make some money off of it. Not just about me making money off of it, because H2H cleaning is branched off into so many different spots: flooring, carpets, roofing, HVAC, plumbing. I don't come out and physically do all of those jobs, but I make sure that we go out and get all of the money that's possibly there to get. Painting too. Like, there's a lot of
So
things that you can do.
basically, like the whole official thing of the clothing line is basically, and the cleaning job is basically like everything's like a family thing, because some you have stuff that you have to take care of, and then you also need some help with somebody. So it's like you have your whole family as a you have your whole family to help you there when you need it to try to
So
earn stuff.
the thing about all of those things is, like I said, I do those things to show you and your sister uh, that you don't have to work for somebody, but you have to have the mentality and the thought process that I can do this on my own, and I'm gonna have to struggle for a little bit to be able to do it. But you have to understand that you gotta let me see. Like you gotta understand the tough times are gonna come when you want to work for yourself. Yeah, you can go to work and work for somebody else and get paid every Friday. Or you can work for yourself and struggle through it, and then you'll be able to get the bigger situation if it all works out. You'll be able to make more money if it all works out. But in the beginning of that, you have to understand that you come last when it comes time to get paid. So it might not even be something that y'all do. Y'all might not go into business for yourself. Y'all might just be perfectly fine working a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. I can work a 9 to 5 and run my own situation on the side, just so that you know you have money coming in. Because the one thing about having your own business is it's supply and demand. If nobody needs this supply that you have, like if there's no demand for your supply, then you don't make any money. So I really, like I said, I just want to show y'all that you don't have to work for nobody, but you also have to look at it like that. You have to be like a go-getter type of person, and that's who and what I am, which is why my stuff is all called How to Hustle.
Okay. What is your favorite song? Talk
Number
about what.
one,
Oh yeah, well,
shouts out to my man Nutmeg Nah, over at the Life Be Life and podcast too. Forgot about my bro. You said what's my favorite song? Hit him up, Tupac. You're not old enough to be knowing anything about that.
I know who Tupac is. He's an
Yeah, but
old
you don't know that.
rapper.
Yeah, but you don't know that song because it's not age appropriate for you.
Uh, if you had $1,000, what would you do with it?
If I had $1,000, buy some stuff to sell, like buy
Okay.
some sweatsuits or some jerseys and stuff to make sure that we can move this stuff. $1,000 ain't that much money. You can go for $1,000 paying 2 bills.
Yeah, basically. I don't know why I added. I just wanted to know what you would pick because I was just very curious. My last question though, what do you like to do when you're off, like recording during the meantime?
I'm never really off because I got 50 other things going on. Like, like you told me one night, after I had worked doubles the whole week, and then I had 4 or 5 podcasts to record that weekend, and I'm starting to put the links together. You was like, Dad, it seemed like you never get a break. And I don't really ever have time off because I always got stuff to do because I got y'all to take care of. I got y'all and your sister and your mom to take care of. So I don't really have downtime. Now, when you do get a couple of minutes of downtime, the beach is pretty much my favorite thing. Go to the beach, get in a hot tub, and relax. But very rarely does that ever happen because, like I said, I even like
Too much.
the last time we went like on a family trip, I was booking carpet cleaning jobs and like trying to put the phone down just because we're on vacation, but it's kind of hard just because it's like, well, the money don't stop people. Again, if people got the demand, you got to meet it. So if I would go with like you asking me, I would just say go to the beach. Go to the beach is like my favorite thing.
Okay. Well, that's all my questions that I had.
All right. So now let me switch it up and ask you some questions. Why
Okay.
are you why are you nervous to ask me these questions?
Well, one of the reasons is because there's a lot of people listening, and because I've never been on on a podcast or a radio before. I've only listened to like other people on the radio, and they seem like so calm and so confident about it. But it's like I'm nervous now because it's my first time. But like, oops, if I had to choose, then like if this was my like I wasn't this wasn't my first time, then I wouldn't be so scared if it wasn't.
Leave the other one alone. Don't break my headphones, girl.
Okay.
All right. So now, what do you want to do? What at 9 years old? Obviously, we're gonna hold you to this for the rest of your life. But at 9, what is it that you think I want to do? What when I grow up? Because you be having like 1,000 different answers to this question.
um well, first I want to start off as a dancer, and if that doesn't work out, then I want to be a same thing as you, like somebody that works for their self and tries to be on the radio, because like like I said, all the rest of the radio stations, like Ben and Raven and what is it called? One of the morning shows that when I used to go to school we would listen to. I was always inspired by them, so I would always just be thinking in my head the whole time while we were riding to school and just listening to it. I would just be like, "Dang, I wish that was me when I grow up," because it's like it's amazing to see that somebody isn't afraid to get in front of thousands of people and just start talking about all the different things that's happening in life and what they're going through in life. So that's what I want to do as first, or as second.
So this is what I would tell you about that. If you know what you're doing is good, then it's nothing for you to be nervous about. You should be confident absolutely in yourself that nobody can do what it is that you're about to do. When you did the violin performance at your school, you come up here and know that nobody's practiced as much as I have. When I get on here, there's no reason for me to be nervous. The first time, like the first couple episodes that me and your uncle did, like I said, just you don't know what it's gonna sound like. You don't know what it's gonna feel like. So yeah, you're supposed to be nervous your first time. But after a while, it's like I know the stuff that I'm saying makes sense. I know the stuff that I'm saying is clear. I know that I study this stuff. I know that I'm not just coming on here just winging it and just giving you anything. So if whatever it is that you want to do, because I know, like I said, you change your mind all the time. So whatever it is that you want to do, once you say that this is what I want to do, then you got to go through the things that makes it possible. It's not always going to be easy. Stuff is going to be hard. Life is hard. Life is not easy. Unless you're going to win the lottery, you're going to have to go through some stuff that you don't want to do, especially once you become an adult. You realize you're an adult when you do things every day that you don't want to do. Because I can't tell you how many times I sit there watching Cocomelon with your sister, and that's not what I want to do. And same thing with you when it was Bubble Guppies. So, like, you just got to understand that it's not very easy. It's much easier in your generation to do these things, to get on the radio. Because guess what? This is going to be on the radio. This interview that we're doing right now is going on the radio in New York and Cleveland and Detroit and a bunch of different cities. So guess what? You just made it to the radio. The dream that you just had just came true. So you got to understand that if this is what you want to do, or whatever it is that you want to do, you have to understand that it's going to be hard, and you just got to stick through. If you don't ever stick through and fight through the stuff that's hard, you'll never be able to achieve anything that's tangible, anything that's how can I say this, because you're not and you won't be able to accomplish things that'll make you proud of it, because like you didn't go through nothing to get it. Once you finally got something that you worked so hard to get, you appreciate it so much more. But one last question for you.
Okay.
Which wristband you like better, the gray one or the green one?
The green one. Definitely the green one. I didn't really like the black and gray one because it was like it faded very quickly. But the green one, the colors actually mix together and they actually look cuter.
Well, we're not going for cute.
Well, they look cooler and beautifuler.
Oh,
so that's one.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Stop messing with your ear. All right. Before we wrap up episode, what is this one? 72.
72.
Is there anything else that you want to say before we get off the podcast?
Yes, I would like to give a big shout out to my school, E.M. Stanton. Go Horses. By the way, I am a cheerleader. And I would like to give a shout out to all my dad's employees and workers and all the jobs that he got because of those businesses. Because he wouldn't make it today if it wasn't for them.
Copy that. And a special shout out to my man. Because hold up, I'm gonna even say it like him. Salutations, Bruce Leroy in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Bruce. I know Bruce is another one. Bruce be locked in every week too. But everybody that listens every week, or listen once, listen twice, appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the Hot Hustle Podcast with Hympe. Thank you, Kyle, for doing the episode with me. That is episode 72. We are out. We're not out. Now we're out.